Oh, September 11th. For the last 24 years, September 11th has been quite the day for reflection for the world, for the United States. And after yesterday, I can't even believe we didn't make it 24 hours before you started seeing posts about Charlie being shot and Trump should be next. You know, good riddance. It's, if people can't see how much misery loves company, karma plays no favorites. If you can subscribe a little bit into how much spirituality can change someone's perspective. I mean, organized religion. Charlie was a religious man. Charlie also spoke about gun violence a lot. And I'm not going to say Kobe manifested his death when he talked about wanting to die young, because that was before his daughters were alive. And his perspective changed. But there's a very, very famous interview with Tracy McGrady where he talks about Kobe speaking it into existence. We could also say Charlie spoke this into existence, where you'll see videos of him talking about people need to get shot, you know, in order for the Second Amendment to prove its worth, you know, in that kind of capacity. In reality, I don't think he ever thought he would be shot in broad daylight while preaching freedom, while preaching conversation, because his biggest stance, despite what you would disagree with in all of his political views and his religious views, the man only cared about having tough conversations, because when the talking stops, that's when the fighting starts, and really just consumes everything historically. If you're posting or promoting anything good about what happened yesterday, I would reflect today a little bit more than just the average September 11th, what happened in New York in the Twin Towers, and what type of people there are in this world that want to see this country not only fall but burn to the ground, and everybody that doesn't agree with the jihadist way of life, you know, should burn with it. Charlie was a family man. Charlie was a father. Charlie only wanted to see positive change because he saw so much negativity in this world that he was brave enough to speak up about it. I begged my pregnant fiance to not watch the video of what happened to him yesterday. I begged her to just stay off of it, because it's so terrible in a capacity of, you know, what it takes to witness something like that, to know that you live in a world where that's possible. It's scary for most. For me personally, in my reality, I understand spirituality is the way of the future. I understand organized religion and politics are the same evil. Fear, greed, ego, all these false senses of control, of forcing negativity into the world. Misery truly loves company, and hate is that people are spending billions of dollars to promote hate, to promote fear, to promote divide in the world. Heaven and hell are on earth. This earth, you can be an alcoholic, you could have lost your family in a car accident to a drunk driver. There's no fiery pit in the center of the earth where they're shoving pineapples up Hitler's ass like they were in Little Nicky. You know, it's, people have to make the choice to live in this physical world, to choose to be happy, to choose to be present, to choose to focus on themselves before they could even have the slightest capacity to care for anybody else. If you can't care for yourself, you can't care for your children, you can't care for your wife, you just don't have a chance to be able to care for your friends and family. Once you can learn how to love yourself, maybe you could have the capacity to do something like Charlie was doing, to promote goodness in the world, to promote love, to promote conversation. If you're promoting any part of yesterday was a good thing or it needed to be done, you've got a lot of work to do before we can start working together and promoting love throughout society. If you think anything about politics is productive or it's going to change and we're going to see good in this world because a Democrat or a Republican said so or thinks so, what Democrats and Republicans were built on, they're so far from the actual truth or reality of what they can execute, what they can accomplish, what they do for us on a day-to-day basis. You know, what they're voting about, what they're talking about. You have the freedom of choice to do whatever you want in this life. You have the freedom to be happy. You have the freedom to subscribe to religion. I'll just tell you that spirituality is free. You don't have to pay a middleman. You don't have to pay a clergyman. And on top of that, what Charlie promoted, the fact that he could go to the Western Wall, wear a yarmulke, and understood that there was more to life than just Jesus in the Bible. Look up how Jesus preached Kabbalah before Kabbalah was even a word. Because the Hebrew language that predates all religion, Kabbalah came around after the Spanish Inquisition in the 13th century, and then they wrote the Zohar trying to make sense of all the spirituality that people that understood Hebrew could understand when it comes to the spiritual teachings that are in the Hebrew language, the secret code that people are just finding out about. It's an undeniable truth where quantum physics is still trying to catch up and make sense to the secrets in the code of the Hebrew gematria. It's ChatGPT it, AI, look into it, understand that, yeah, Jesus was preaching Kabbalah, he was speaking in parables, and the Bible does say very specific things in Matthew and Luke and John that are just related to the Hebrew language. The fact that shalom and salam between Hebrew and Arabic is the same, Adam being the first man in all religions, amen being the same in all religions. It's crazy, once you open your eyes and become aware to the potential that organized religion is only there to monetize things, only there to keep us sheltered from the reality that our connection to the Creator is ultimately free. And the people that connect on that spiritual wavelength outside of organized religion are some of the happiest, most enlightened individuals I've met so far in my 37 3/4 years on this planet. So normally I say happy Monday, happy Thursday. Today's still got potential to be a happy day, but not for Charlie's family. So that part of reflection, I just hope people take a minute, take a second, take an hour, it's meditate on it, understand if you're promoting hate or negativity, where that force is coming from, and do everything in your power to work away from it, because that's not how we heal the world. That's not how we heal ourselves. That's only how we fight fire with fire, and fighting fire with fire is only going to spread the flames further. Remember, emotion and logic cannot coexist simultaneously. We have to use emotion to bring the challenges to the forefront in our life, and then allow emotion to leave so we can use logic to solve those challenges and work together. Rest in peace, Charlie. It's anything not in this physical world is automatically going to be better. We'll celebrate your life. The turning point very well could be your life's work, and very well be a catalyst for conversations like this to continue on. And we'll look after your family. We'll make sure that we do the best we can as a community and as a society to know that your children are loved, they're looked after, and they know that their father was genuinely one of the good ones. It's nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. We know not everybody agreed with everything you have to say. Won't negate from the fact that you promoted conversation, you promoted connection, and you promoted love, and you promoted freedom at the end of the day. The other things we can forgive you for, and I already have. It shouldn't have happened like that, but everything does happen for a reason. Even if we don't know those reasons as they present themselves, as life presents itself, I'll keep working. I'll keep looking to make sense of it, at least for myself and for my family, and to make sure that none of it was in vain. So for me, for you, for your family, and for everybody else on a September 11th and a day of reflection, let's work to make it a happy Thursday. So we'll do this again soon.